Gittin Perek Dalid Mishnah Bet. So we talked about in the last Mishnah, we talked about that a person can send a shaliach, or send after the shaliach and say, Get shenatati lach batelu. You can cancel the get. If I sent my agent to go give my wife a get, and I decide to change my mind, I can technically cancel the get and say, I changed my mind, I don't want her to have it, and it's batel. The only problem is, the shaliach didn't know. How would he know? How would the woman know? Maybe she get married. So the Mishnah says the following. Barishana originally, hayoseh beitin b'makom acher umevatlo. The husband would make a beitin in another place, umevatlo, the vatel. He would nullify the get. Meaning, the husband lives in Yad Binyamin, his wife lives in Netanya. He wrote a get in Yad Binyamin and sent a messenger on his way. Well, on his way to Netanya, when you get to Netanya, give my wife the get. No problem. 20 minutes later, an hour later, 2 days later, I feel bad. It takes like 10 days to get to Netanya because he's traveling by goat. Okay, and I feel bad, so I say, you know what? I want to cancel the get. I convene a beitin. I'm oseh beitin b'makom in Yad Binyamin, and I said to the beitin, I am now declaring, I'm nullifying the get. Of course, what's the problem? There are two possible problems. Well, one main problem that you have to worry about is what happens if she doesn't find out? She gets the get. She's like, oh, great. Just so happens that she wants to get married. We haven't been together for a long time. She's got a boyfriend, whatever. Now, let's get married. The problem is she's still married to me. She's still married to her original husband. So Hitkin, Rabban Gamliel Hazakeh, the elder Rabban Gamliel, Hitkin made a takana. He decreed, Shalo you osim ke. You can't do that anymore. Bipnei tikun ha'olam. Tikun ha'olam. This is a very famous phrase in the world today. Tikun ha'olam means fixing the world, but it doesn't mean the taken means to fix the world, but it means to allow the world to function in an upright manner. So first let's look at the Bartenura. Why? What's the Tikkun HaOlam? Shashliach eno yodea b'davar balichola. The shliach doesn't know anything about this. V'hi niseitzbo, and she'll get married. Okay, so therefore Rabban Gamliel wanted to prevent that from happening. There's another understanding of Tikkun Olam here. That's one understanding. It was called Takanat Mamzerim. The Gemara said, we're afraid of Mamzerut. Why? She's going to get married, have a child from the second husband, but not realizing that the second marriage never took effect because she's still married to the first husband. And her children will be Mamzerim. That's terrible. We have to avoid that. So that's the first understanding of Tikkun Olam, that Rabban Gamliel, in order to prevent that from happening, made this decree. By the way, it's an interesting decree because what Rabban Gamliel did was legally, if a person nullifies the get, it's his right, he nullified the get. The beitin came along and took away his right to nullify the get, which is a koach of beitin. That's a strong koach that is not obvious that you can do, but Chachamim took that koach for themselves and made it a koach that they could have. The second reason that they said is takanat agunot. Okay, the Chazal believed that if you did something in beitin, it had a kol. If you made a beitin, it had a kol. It had legs. People understood kol as a voice. People knew about it, but it was too easy. So according to those who say it's takanat agunot, like if the husband made the get, nullify the get. But if he has to go find her and nullify it with her, he's like, forget it. We'll get divorced. So that's takanat agunot, to prevent the husband from making his wife an aguna, refusing to marry her. That's a second understanding of tikkun olam that appears in the Gemara. Second case. Barishona haya mishaneh shemo ushma. Shem iro b'shem ira. Mishaneh means originally he would change his name and her name, his city and her city. What does that mean? Bartenura explains. When they had two names, Echad Kan ve'Echad b'Medinat Hayam. Okay, my name is, a person's name is in Israel, in Yad Binyamin he's known as Yaakov Schwartz, right? But in America he's known as Timothy Schwartzman or whatever, or Timothy. That could very well be. People very often have two names, one English name and one Hebrew name. So Haya Migarsha b'Shem Anoeg b'Makom K'tivat HaGet. So he would write the get. Like if he sent it from Yad Binyamin, it said Yaakov Schwartz divorced his wife. And he wouldn't write both names. So Mishaneh means he wouldn't change the name, but he would write one name and not the other name. Rabban Gamliel decreed that he also had to write Ish Ploni kol shem sheyesh lo. Ploni and every name he has. Isha Plonit v'chol shum sheyesh la. This woman Plonit and every name she has. Again, because of the upright, in order for the proper functioning of the world. Why? What would happen? Because because let's say now she's living in Netanya, as we said, she gets remarried, And they would say, Lo gersha ba'ala she'ein zeh shemo, or she's now living in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and she got a get from Yaakov Schwartz, but her husband's name was Timothy. So like, you didn't get divorced. There wasn't a divorce. Anyway, so that's what Rabban Gamliel said. He has to say, Isha ploni v'chol shum sheyesh la. So that's an interesting question. Did he have to literally write v'chol shum sheyesh la, or he had to write every name? That's a machloket. Anyway, Adam shuchzak b'shnei shneimot b'shnei mekomot. Person has two names, Chad b'mekom k'tiva v'chad b'mekom nitina. Eina megureshet. So if a person has two names, one where it's written and one where it's given, Eina megureshet ad sheyichtov shem makom nitina, shem makom k'tiva. You have to write both names, okay? But if he has two names in one place, whatever, you can look at the details. That's specific details. What we do now, the rabbis who make a get are extremely meticulous, okay? And it says, Ana something, something, okay? Da, 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 da. So something but something, it would say, a normal get, I've seen them, I have copies, but I can't show you, is Moshe ben Yaakov, Dimitkuri, Moshe, Dimitkuri, Moish. They take every name that you possibly could have, who's called Maris, who's called Mo, who's called Big Man, whatever, it doesn't matter what the name was. Based on this, they write every single name based on this takana of Rabban Gamliel HaZaken. And every name of the man, every name of the woman are included in the get itself. We'll stop here. As we always do, dedicated learning. The memory of my father, Rab Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Questions, comments? Our supporter at gmail.com. Have a good day.